What's up YouTube, this is JP Panther back on video, and today's video is actually my Shang-Chi movie review. I'm going to give you my, I just came back seeing the movie, I want to give you my thoughts about it. And again, this will be spoilers, so I will let you guys know that this is going to be a spoil type video, because it's hard to do these reviews without spoiling it. Personally, I know how other people do it, but I'm just going to tell you what it is. I'm going to give you an authentic point of view, an authentic movie. And, because the problem is, when you have someone like me who's more objective and who doesn't really have any media ties and stuff like that, I'll give you my thoughts about it, and then we're going to, go through it right now, right? With Shang-Chi, I like the movie personally. I do think the movie, it's one of the better Marvel movies. Here's the problem with Shang-Chi, whatever, right? Is that I can see why China banned the movie, because it has a lot of stereotypes in there. Like, there's a lot of stuff like with dragons and monsters and soul-sucking creatures, and they have their own Chinese Wakanda. I mean, they go over the top with it, right? But with the movie, in the beginning, right, you get where the Mandarin, you get more of his backstory, and I do like how part of it... when in the beginning you get the Mandarin's backstory, you kind of understand like his point of view and why he is what he is, and then he tries to like fall in love and tries to like put the past behind him and try to start a family, and then his past comes back and haunts him, and his whole thing is that he wants to kind of free, I guess he keeps hearing voices about like freeing his like dead wife and stuff like that. I mean, again, his backstory was really, really good. And honestly, he was more interesting than most of the characters in the movie. Like Tony Young, he really did a really good job. I do think he's one of the best Marvel villains. I do put him up there with Thanos, Loki, Killmonger. Now, Thanos, they changed him up with Endgame. He transformed into a Dragon Ball Z villain. Loki, if you watch the TV show, he's pretty much irrelevant. So I will say he's up there with Killmonger pretty much. So the Mandarin is pretty much a Killmonger villain. And honestly, it's like you could see the Marvel formula shot by shot. Like, this is more... the main character has to fight his evil sibling or his evil family member or father and stuff like that. So you could tell, instead of having with Black Panther where you have it where he's fighting the evil cousin, you're having it where he fights his evil father and stuff like that. But I do like the Mandarin's backstory, and I do kind of wish that more Marvel movies would do this, like focus on just the villains, because the villains to me are more interesting than the main hero. But I understand why they don't do that type of stuff, because it will overshadow the main hero and the main actor, stuff like that. But America loves the villains, just what it is. Like, you could tell that this director, you could tell they were just like, okay, let's do the Black Panther formula. I mean, you could see the Black Panther formula shot by shot. They did one over the top with the creatures and stuff like that and blah, blah, blah. I mean, like, I could see how a lot of Chinese people have issues with, feels like a copy of Raya the Last Dragon and Mulan and a lot of Chinese stereotypes, stuff like that. But again, China, they already banned the movie, so it doesn't even really matter about their opinion. But overall, Shang-Chi as a character, honestly, to be honest with you, he is like, he's the legend, the top martial artist, or the legend of the Ten Rings user. And honestly, everybody around him is better than him, personally. Everyone else around the movie is more interesting than him, honestly. Because it's kind of like Black Panther, how you watch the movie Black Panther, how everybody else is the more interesting than Black Panther. It follows that same Black Panther formula. The only difference is with Black Panther Shang-Chi, Black Panther feels like the movie came out from the heart, feels more passionate. This feels like a corporate Disney cash grab, personally. This is what it is, because, again, I like the movie. I gave it an 8 out of 10, but I'm not going to say it's the perfect movie ever. I'm not going to say, it's better than Endgame and stuff like that. Now, I will say at the end, they go way more over the top crazy than Endgame, because Endgame was epic and all that, and it was very comic bookish. But this movie was like a Godzilla movie. This was almost like a Dragon Ball Z movie. It almost reminded me of like the Dragon Ball Z moral arc, you feel me? And they even referenced Dragon Ball Z later on when you watch the movie, stuff like that. I stayed to the first post-credit scene. I didn't stay to the second one. I'll probably go see it again to see what happens in the second post-credit scene. But overall, the movie, I still like it. I just think they should have started this movie off Phase 4 first, because that's what hurt Black Widow as well, was that word of mouth, was the movie, the way they marketed stuff like that, and also how the main villain Taskmaster was really, really trash. That's also what hurt it. I do want Shang-Chi to do better than Black Widow, but again, we don't know what happened. But at least with this movie, it's in theaters only. You have to go to the theaters and see it. There's no Disney Plus hybrid release and none of that stuff, because honestly, I know people are scared of COVID and stuff like that, but hey, if you're going to go see it, you're going to see it in the theater, because that's how Black Widow got messed up, because everyone's got pirated like crazy and blah, 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 and all that other stuff. Well, Shang-Chi, I'm happy that's a movie theater exclusive and also gives something for the theaters to play, personally. And I do hope that the movie doesn't flop, because they're projecting to do like 90 million worldwide opening weekend, and like 45 to 50 million domestically. That's considered a flop, but I hope it does higher than that. And I do hope word of mouth goes around, and I do hope that the Asia community kind of rally around it the way Black Panther did. And honestly, if they say no, I wouldn't be surprised, because they do go over the top with this movie at the third act and stuff like that. And also, you can see certain formulas, how, in Black Panther you had Claw as the white guy, and then you have the agent as the white guy. You could tell this movie, they're like, okay, it's a majority Asian cast. We need to have one white guy in there. And then you have the guy with the sword and stuff like that. But there's only one white guy in the movie. But you could see how the Black Panther formula is in there. We at least need one white male character in the movie to keep the story going. But again, the Black Panther formula, I see it. But the problem is, you can't be Black Panther. Shang-Chi is a dope character. I will say he's a dope character. But I just think, I personally like the Mandarin more than him, personally, to be honest with you. Like, Shang-Chi, you didn't really get you kind of got his backstory, but the Mandarin was just more interesting. He just had cooler, like, his techniques were just better, you feel me? The way he uses, like, the 10 rings. And the thing is, I know people were saying that the 10 rings, how they used it was like Demon Slayer, how if you read the final act of Demon Slayer, where Muzan just does whip and lightning, stuff like that. It's very, very similar how he just uses it as whip and lightning. So I did see the Demon Slayer comments and comparisons. But this movie was good. I like it, man. But the problem is, here's the thing. I'm not going to say it's the greatest movie ever. It's definitely not. I mean, really, that third act went over the top crazy. I mean, really. But the media people and stuff like that, I can see how they're like, oh, it's the greatest movie ever. It's better than Avengers Endgame, better than this and that. I will say it's a fun movie. I think it's really good. I like it, but it's not a perfect movie. I mean, there's nothing that's a perfect movie. As much as I like Black Panther's not a perfect movie. And I personally gave that movie a 10 out of 10, because I'm a comic book fan, as a black man, I'm going to be very, very more politically and racially biased, and I'm a comic book fan. But with Shang-Chi, I like him. I think he's dope. I did read some of his comics in like the 70s issues and stuff like that. But overall, he's a dope character. I think he fits perfectly with the MCU. Awkwafina, she did pretty good for what it is. I'm not crazy about her like that. I don't find her that funny, but hey, it is what it is. And they had that other Asian chick, like his sister. She was pretty cool. She was pretty dope. And, it was just what it is. And then you had the final scene when they all battle in Chinese Wakanda, like the whole battle scene. And then eventually the bad guys and them team up to stop the evil soul-sucking creatures, and then they have a kaiju. I mean, they just went over the top with it. And the Mandarin, his reasons, which you understand it, but it was still pretty stupid. But again, the movie was fun. I would say stick to the post-credit scene, at least the first one. But overall, I think Shang-Chi is a good movie. I say you guys should check it out. If you guys really can't, or if it's shut, if your state is locked down or your country's locked down, whatever, you can wait 45 days. I'll say, pay the $30 or $20, whatever it is when it comes to on-demand or Disney Plus. But Shang-Chi is a great addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I think it's something refreshing where we don't just have a white guy just starring in every single superhero movie, you feel me? So I will appreciate Shang-Chi for that. And I will definitely buy this movie when it comes out on Blu-ray and digital, because I do really, really like this movie. Now, do I think it's going to be better than My Villain Academia? No! For the next 4 weeks? No, absolutely not. Shigaraki and Dabi and the League of Villains and Meta Liberation Army is way better than this, personally. But hey, it's still a good start and it's still a good movie. And I think it's way better than Black Widow. 8 out of 10. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. Are you guys going to go see it this weekend? Are you guys not? Or are you guys hesitant of going because of coronavirus? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace and have a great day and take care. Make sure you guys all stay safe.